Robert was a network administrator, technically sharp, knew Windows, Linux, Unix, Cisco certified. His networks were solid. But if you ask him what he thought was a dumb question, he'd squint at you, tilt his head, and go right back to work without saying a word. You can imagine what it was like trying to work with him, especially when you needed to give him feedback. Here's the problem. If your team is technically strong but difficult to work with, you don't have a technical problem, you have a feedback problem. Because behavior doesn't change by accident. It changes when people are aware of the impact of what they're doing and are given a clear way to improve. And in IT, being easy to work with isn't optional. Whether you're an engineer or a technician or in leadership, you simply must be easy to work with. More details on that in a moment. Just a quick reminder, Compassionate Geek's on-demand training teaches IT teams how to communicate with empathy, diffuse frustration, and create positive customer experiences. There's a link right below where you can register your team right now. So, here are 3 rules to help your team become easier to work with. First, tie feedback to impact. Don't say, you need to communicate better. Say, when updates don't explain what was fixed, users get confused and open more tickets. Now you're not criticizing the person, you're showing the impact. And technical people respect that. Second, be specific. Instead of just saying, be better or work on your people skills, give specific instructions for how to handle it in the future. Try this. When you're troubleshooting, start by acknowledging the issue, then explain what you did and what happens next. Now they've got something they can actually do differently on the next interaction. Third, coach, don't correct. Instead of telling them what they did wrong, ask, walk me through how that went. Now you're showing respect and getting context, and they'll often spot the issue themselves. Then you guide. Here's what the user experienced. What would make that smoother next time? Now it's a conversation, not a verdict. And here's the shift. Being easy to work with isn't about personality, it's about behavior. Clear communication, less friction, better experiences for customers and coworkers. That's a skill, and it can be learned. Technical skills solve problems, but people skills determine whether your team improves, collaborates, and delivers consistently. If you want better results, focus your feedback on one outcome. Make your team easier to work with. Tying feedback to outcomes helps your team become easier to work with. Providing specific feedback helps your team become easier to work with. And coaching instead of correcting helps your team become easier to work with. Give feedback in a way that focuses your team on being easier to work with, and everything else gets better. Even Robert would respond to that kind of feedback. Be sure to press the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. Want more? You'll find tips and training to empower your team to be easy to work with at CompassionateGeek.com.